This is a chair stretch. I'm very well aware of the fact that a lot of people are working from home, at home, possibly on their own, so there's no one to see them doing this stretch and ask them what on earth they're doing. But you are going to take your arms away from your body. Chin comes onto the chest, you separate the shoulder blades. I'm sitting quite far onto the edge of my chair. So I'm separating my shoulder blades, lengthening my arms away from me. So lovely big stretch across the upper part of my back. Then I'm going to fold myself forward. I'm going to bring my chest onto the front of my thighs. I'm going to relax my arms completely, try and relax my head. You can turn it to one side, try and get it out the way, chin onto the chest, and see if you can just relax these muscles across your lower back, just sort of around the spine really. I can feel mine sort of lengthening and separating. Then, when you've had enough of that stretch, if you can, take one hand here and one hand here. Link your fingers. Take your arms away from your body and reach up towards the ceiling so that you stretch your chest. So none of this needs to take very long. And try and do it a couple of times a day. I mean, every couple of hours is brilliant when you get up and move around. And then when you've had enough of that stretch, bring your arms down. You're going to uncurl. You're going to move to the edge of your chair. You're going to take one leg out, ribs down, chin onto your chest, fold yourself forward, stretch the hamstrings and the back of this thigh here. I've flexed my foot just to get an added stretch. I'm pushing into this other foot so that I'm really focusing on this left leg. So then I'm going to unfold, uncurl, whatever you like to call it, and I'm going to change sides. Other leg comes out, flex the foot. Chin comes onto the chest, ribs down. I'm going to curl down so that I can feel the stretch in the back of my thigh. And I'm going to come up super slow. Obviously you can take as long as you like, but for the sake of this video, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Then I want to stretch my hip flexors. So I'm going to move right to the edge of my chair. I'm going to sit basically on one butt cheek, and I'm going to let this other leg drop so that I sit up nice and tall and I stretch my hip flexors, the front of my thigh. You can always let the front of your foot come down onto the floor so that you get a slightly bigger stretch. So it's all about really trying to relax and release these muscles here so that they do stretch. Sitting up nice and tall, pushing this hip forward will increase your stretch. And then over to the other side. So I'm just going to come over to the other side. Again, dropping this leg down, pushing this hip forward, really does increase the stretch. I'm going to try and sit up as tall as I can. Then when I've had enough of that stretch, I'm going to come back into the middle of the chair, take my hands behind the back of my chair if I have one. If you haven't got one, don't worry about it. Just do the stretch anyway. And I'm going to resist against the chair and stretch across my collarbone. So getting a nice stretch across my chest. We get a very round shoulder when we're sitting in front of our laptops, so we need to try and lengthen these muscles. So I'm lengthening. Then when I've had enough of that stretch, I'm going to cross one leg over the other. I'm going to fold myself forward so that I feel a stretch down my IT band, down the side of my thigh and into my hip. It's not a huge stretch. If you want to make it bigger and you are flexible enough, you can take this foot across, sit up nice and tall, and really get a big stretch, can't get my words out, in the side of your thigh and down the side of your leg. And again, other side, cross the leg over, chin onto the chest, fold forward, and get that stretch inside of your thigh. And again, if you want to make it a little bit bigger, then taking that leg wide and leaning forward will do it for you. Nice big stretch here. And up you come. And that is your seated stretch when you're in front of your laptops. Great work, guys. Keep it up. See ya.